will not be given like
No,
I'm
it's
like
never
use
given.
buffered reader to input.
No,
Okay, ma'am.
it's not given, but still you can't predict it in the board examination. They might give you because this is a part of your board syllabus. So you should know and you should be ready with it. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Like I think for example, I gave you somewhere in some test or something to use the scanner class to, you know, do this. That was mentioned. That was mandatory for you so that at least you should know how to learn the scanner syntax. You should know how to input the values through in an integer, a text, a float, a double. All these values you should know through buffered reader, and the functions you should know of buffered reader. Okay, the package which you use for the buffered reader. Okay, Herman.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubt so far? Okay, so children, in the first chapter, if you see, there is nothing, but I'm talking about your book. Okay, so in your book, you don't have anything except the concept of OOPS and what is a class and data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. You should know the definitions of all these four, all the principle of OOPS. What are the principle of OOPS, Manik? Manik, what are the principle of OOPS? Aditya Kumar Bhagat, what are the principle of OOPS?
Ma'am, it is.
No. Aditya Kumar Bhagat, principle of OOPS. Arnab Gupta,
Yes, ma'am.
can you name any one principle of OOPS? I want
Abstract.
only one. Which one?
Incap. Abstraction.
Abstraction. Now, who will tell me what is abstraction? Uh, Adil, what is abstraction?
Ma'am, I answer Manipur.
No. I asked you that time, you didn't answer. Now it's not your turn. I'll
Ma'am,
ask you
I
again.
answer another one. Inheritance.
What?
Inheritance, polymorphism,
What did
and
I
these
say,
ones.
Manik? I will. Don't speak like this, Manik. Please. When I'll ask you, then you will speak now. Is that clear, Manik?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Arish, can you tell me what is abstraction? Arish,
Yes, ma'am.
speak out what is abstraction. Arish, you have joined after the holidays. See, children, the ones who have joined after the holidays, especially Manan, this Rishabh Jain, and Arish. Please make sure that you do the revision as per what I have told you in the class, right? Because then you'll have a lot of problem and you'll not be able to make it up. Harshdeep, what is abstraction? Dhruv is not there. Harshdeep, what is abstraction? Somil, what is abstraction? Somil, come on. Naman, what is abstraction? Namandeep. Natik, what is abstraction? Oh God, I think I should not answer, not ask only because it's you who has to prepare. And if you will not participate like this, then I'll find out some other way, and then you people will be the sufferer in the class. Yes, Anya, what is abstraction?
Ma'am, it is a feature of OOPS that only provides the essential features and it does not include the background details.
It does not include the background details. Okay. So I think is the third attending the classes, Rishabh?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So now over here, it hides the background details. So you can get you can get both ways. Either you can be asked to define abstraction, or I could ask you what is the Java concept that lets you hide the inner details. Okay, so in that way you will just write down abstraction. The entire definition is given to you, and you have to write down the word as abstraction. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now Harman,
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to name the other one more.
Encapsulation.
What is encapsulation? Manik,
Ma'am, it is the mechanism.
Manik. What is
Ma'am, it is
encapsulation?
a mechanism that binds data and code together into a single unit.
Okay, Manik, now you will speak only with your turn. I want Aditi, name any other feature of OOPS.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it is polymorphism.
Okay, Aaron, what is polymorphism?
And polymorphism is the process by which a class acquires the properties of an existing class.
Okay, and which concept of Java is used to implement polymorphism? Which concept of, yes, Kanish? Kanish,
Ma'am, can you please repeat the question?
which concept of Java is used to implement polymorphism?
May I?
No? Let Kanishk answer. Raised his hand. Myra, you will be
Ma'am,
my last option.
the concept that each object in the class will perform the corresponding function. Ma'am, that is how polymorphism can be.
No. There's a particular concept in Java which implements polymorphism. Yes, Aditi? Aditi?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the parameters passed on the same function.
No. What is that called? What is that called? Aditi, you want to answer again? Okay, Manik? Manik, you have raised your hand.
Sorry, ma'am, by mistake.
Okay, Myra, now you answer.
Ma'am, method overloading.
Yes. Method overloading. I think in the video also I have spoken about it, but I have not told you how method overloading takes place, because you will learn much of this in detail by the end of this semester or maybe in class 10. Okay. And I told you that, when you have poly means many, forms means functions, many forms of the same function. You were very true. We pass parameters, we do this thing. But what exactly it is that you should know. Okay. So what is the last concept which is
What is
left?
method overload?
Kanishka, I said that you will do this either by the end of this semester, second semester, or in class 10. We'll have to plan accordingly. Okay, Kanishk, I don't want you to confuse yourself right away. Okay.
Oh,
What is the last concept? Yes, Tanish.
Inheritance.
Inheritance. Now, what is inheritance? What is inheritance? I don't need any answer from these 4, 5, 6 children. There are around 31 children in the class, and only this 5, 6 are participating. Soumya, can you tell me what is inheritance? Soumya?
Ma'am, the feature in which a class can acquire its properties from an existing class.
Okay, and which concept, by which keyword can we implement inheritance? Somil? Shivai?
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
By which keyword is used to implement the concept of inheritance?
Ma'am, subclass.
No. Implement the concept of inheritance. Shiva, you were there in the morning in the activity class as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Over there also Karasa had mentioned about it. We are inheriting the properties of the class mono behavior, and in C++ we put a colon to inheritance, whereas in Java we use this. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that keyword? Yes, Rishabh, can you try?
Ma'am, I raised my hand for the answer of inheritance. I not know that.
I am talking about the other Rishabh.
Can you please repeat?
Ma'am, I don't know.
Extends. Extends is the keyword. Okay?
Ma'am, I didn't know the parent.
And the parent class is called the
Ma'am, may I answer?
Subclass.
Manik.
No, ma'am.
Manik, please do not say, may I answer? I can see your raised hand. You have already raised your hand. I can see that you have raised your hand. You want to answer. Please do not do like this. Okay, Manik?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's not called subclass, Rishabh. It is the parent class. Kushwant, can you try?
Parent class
Is called the
is
superclass.
called the common
Superclass. Superclass. And what about the child class? That is called
subclass.
Yes, subclass. Did you understand? So these are
Yes,
the
ma'am.
four major principles of OOPS which you should be knowing, right? So after that, there's not much in this chapter. You should know what is a class. You should know what is an object. How do you create an object? Let's say if I have to create an object, let's say nature. I have a class as nature, and I have to create an object as oceans. So how will I write down the syntax? What will be the syntax if you want to create an object oceans of class nature?
नहीं मैं नहीं लग रहा मानो प्लीज बात.
Hello, Kanesh, you can mute yourself.
Wait.
Sorry, ma'am.
I'll repeat myself. I'll repeat myself that you have to create an object oceans of class nature. If you want to note down, you can. Now I want, how will you write it out? Raise your hand once it is done. Only 3 people know how to write it. You don't know how to create an object of the class. You create an object of the class SC, right? Come on. Only 4 people know how to create an object of the class. Shameful. Aaron, can you try? Aaron.
No, ma'am, I cannot.
Why? Okay, Aaron, I want an answer. How do you create an object of the class scanner?
Scanner sc dot new.
Dot new?
Scanner
No.
new is equal to
No.
scanner is equal to sc dot new.
No. Forgotten the scanner syntax only. Yes, Rishabh.
Scanner SC is equals to new scanner and bracket system dot end.
Yes, that is the way you create the object of the class scanner. So in the same way, if you have to create an object of the class, this thing,
Nature. Nature.
making the practice paper. Just hold on. This is what I have created for you people. I'll be sending you very soon, okay? Just hold on. I'm trying to open and then I'll be. In the same way, you have to create an object oceans of the class what? Come on, tell me.
Nature.
Nature.
Nature. So how will you do that?
May I take?
See,
Nature.
scanner SC is equal to new of scanner. Okay, you write down it accepts an object. So I'm writing down system.in. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay. So this is the way you do it for the scanner class. Now I have told you to create an object of the class name. What is the class name?
Nature.
Nature.
Ma'am, nature.
Nature. What is the object name?
Ma'am,
Ocean.
ocean
Ocean.
Oceans
is equal to new nature.
of nature. That's
That
easy or not?
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand? Any doubt on this?
Yes.
Okay. So
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask that if we were given O in oceans in capital and we write it in small,
Then your
then will
marks will be cut definitely, Aditi.
okay, ma'am.
Because you can't change the class name and the
Object.
object name, whatever
Okay,
is there, as per your convenience, right?
Ma'am, while writing only the syntax, do we have to use the semicolon?
I didn't get you.
Ma'am, while writing the syntax only, do we have to use the semicolon?
It depends upon you whether you want to use it or not, but your marks will not be cut for the semicolon. But definitely
Okay.
in the program, it will be. Okay.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
say I have given you a syntax to write down the for loop syntax, and in that you do not put a semicolon. I am going to cut marks. Okay. It depends upon
Okay,
what
ma'am.
the question is. So now next we have this thing is over. So you should know what is a class, what is an object, what is polymorphism, what is abstraction, encapsulation, superclass, subclass. Just have a look at all the objective type questions which are there at the back of your chapter. There are some objective type questions given on the after every chapter, right? So
Yes,
just
ma'am.
have a look at that. And now let's move on to the next chapter. There's not much of that in the next chapter. Only what you should know what is a JVM, what is a byte code. Okay, one or two features of this Java language. If you remember two also, what is the file extension for the Java bytecode? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Don't
Ma'am,
answer. Raise your hands.
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
What is the extension for Java bytecode? Anurav.
I'm dot class.
Dot?
I'm dot class. Dot class.
Dot class. Okay, what is the file extension of the source code?
Dot
Source
Java.
code. Okay, dot Java.
I'm dot
And
Java.
what is the file extension which we get in the end? The end result which executes.
Ma'am, is it dot Java only?
No, it will be .exe. It will be an executable file now. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
The last, the executable file. What will it have the extension? Obviously exe. I am downloading an app, okay, and that app should work. Maybe the program is written in Java, but later on the executable file is going to work for us. We will not have the code for what have been done behind that scene for that app. Is that clear? Okay. So, can you name the language which uses both compilation and interpreter, compiler and interpreter? A language that uses both compiler and interpreter. Such a simple question. I think Sushma ma'am also gave this last year. Yes, Harman.
I'm Java.
Java. You are learning Java.
Yes, ma'am, and small talk also.
Yes. What is platform independent? What do you mean by platform independent? Aaron?
Means it does not depend on a platform to run. It is platform independent. It does not depend on any specific platform to run on.
Platform means over here. What do you mean by platform over here?
Operating system.
I'm the operating system.
The operating system. Okay. Now, over here, can you tell me uh, what does object encapsulate? What does an object encapsulate?
Can you please repeat the question?
What does an object encapsulate? What does an object encapsulate? Yes, Arnav.
Data and functions,
Data and functions, or
variables and methods.
yes, I can say that state and behavior.
Yes.
Okay, and variables are represented. Will variable come under state or will behavior come under state?
Variables in state.
Variables are state and methods or functions are called
Behavior.
behavior. So a class object encapsulates both data members, that is the data members are the variables, and the data functions, that are the methods. Is that clear? Any doubt in it?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why do we call class a user-defined data type? Why is class a user-defined data type? Think logically. Children, you should know this answer. Why is class a user-defined data type? Adil? Anya?
Ma'am,
Erin?
because user.
Because the user is giving all the functions and data to the class.
Yes, can say. Yes, Anya?
And because user is defining it and it's all the content is by user.
Kanishk? Yes? What do you want to say?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, class is a user defined data type. As ma'am, as in the class, a user may create a data type and declare certain characteristics and behavior within it. That is why.
Okay. So now, children, basically what happens when you create when you create a data type? You create a data type. So when you have created a data type this way, you say int a. Now, what is this int a? What is this a?
Variable.
A variable. And what is int?
Data type.
Data type. So, if I am talking about demo, demo is the class name, and D is the object of that. Am I right? So now let's say this class demo has an int, has a char, has a float, has a double. So all the data types are referred or are accessed by this object D. Am I right? If I want to have to access the function of this class or anything from this class, I will use it through the object D, right? Like over
Yes.
here, you have said scanner.sc. Now sc is the object name and scanner is the class name. If I want to access the function next int of this class, I say object name followed by function name, and this is how I access it, right? Using the object of the class. Am I right?
Yes.
So over here also, whatever I have to access, I will be accessing using the variable D only. Sorry, the object D only. Okay. So here what is happening? This is a data type and this is the variable name. So over here, this is the data type and this is the variable name. But when we are talking about a class, this becomes a class and this becomes an object. And when we compare it with this, it is a data type and it is a variable. Doesn't these two statements look the same? See, compare it. What is this? A data type. This is also a data type. What is this? A variable. But here it is called an object. Did you understand?
Yes.
Any doubts on this so far?
No.
Okay. So over here, we have understood this part. So let's move further. And you know what are attributes? You know what are attributes?
Yes.
What are
Yes.
attributes? Enough?
Different brand name, color, price, etc. Like state.
Yes, like the state, you have to define the attributes. Okay, the different variable names that you have are the attributes. You know how to compile a Java program and how does Java program work, right? So first you have, what is the compilation process of a Java program? Can anyone explain it to me? Compilation process of Java program. See, if you people have not seen the videos, you will not be able to answer these all. Even if you have, gone through the first 4 chapters or 5 chapters of your book, then also you'll be able to answer all these. But I am just going through very quickly through all the chapters. Now, right now, I'm on chapter 4. I've I've finished with the first 3 chapters. I'm going to be on chapter 4 in another 5 minutes. Yes, Harman.
Yes, ma'am. And first, the Java code, which has the extension of .java, is compiled into a special type of code known as byte code, which has .class
Okay, just hold
extension,
on.
and it
What
is
is that Java file called? I mean, if that is called special code is called the byte code, what is the file with the .java extension called?
and the source code.
The source code. So you mentioned that. Okay. The source code is compiled into the byte code.
And byte code, which
And
has
then
.class extension, and the byte code is interpreted into an executable form which has .exe extension.
dot
Exe.
exe extension. Myra, do you want to add something to it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, add.
Ma'am, after the source code is converted into the byte code is interpreted by the Java virtual machine of the particular system and then it is run accordingly.
Exactly. Very good. So So now you have understood how the process moves about. Arnav, you want to add something?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first the user enters the source code, then the Java compiles it into the object code, and then the object code is interpreted to the byte code, which can be run into executable files to JVM.
Yes, definitely. All you and Myra both are correct. So with this, we complete this also. And can you tell me that? Okay, can I have many instances of a class? Yes or no?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
what is an
Yes,
instance of the
Yes.
class? What is an instance of a class?
Object.
Object. When I create an object, it is an instance of the class, right? So when can I have many objects of a class?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Rishabh?
Yes, ma'am.
So I can have many objects of the class, or I can say I can have many instances of the class as well. Is that clear? It's just I'm using a different name for the object that is called instance. Okay. So now over here, what character set does Java language use? What is the character set of Java language? Do you know what do you mean by character set? See, these terms, look very big, but you think logically it's very small.
Ma'am, may I?
Just hold on. I want an answer from other people. Aditya Kumar Bhagat, can you answer? You were not there in the morning class. Aditya, Aditya. Yes, Aditi. Aditi, बुक में से नहीं देख के बोलना.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I know it. Ma'am, the definition now.
I didn't get you.
Ma'am, you're asking the definition of character
No,
set,
I'm
right?
in asking generally what do you mean by character set? What is the character set of English language?
And features.
Ma'am,
A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
A,
H,
B,
I,
C,
J.
D
A, B, C,
alphabet.
D, alphabet, symbols. We have symbols,
Yes,
full
ma'am.
stop, inverted commas, comma, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And 1, 2, 3 numbers. Can I write in Hindi in English? That is not a part of my character set. That is in some other, altogether different script. Am I right? So, how do we write a Java language? What does the Java language comprise of? That is called a character set. Does it comprise of alphabets?
Yes,
Does it comprise of numbers?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it comprise of special characters?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So, the character set of Java language is what? Alphabets, numerics, and special characters.
Tokens.
Tokens is all a part, beta. Token क्या है? What is token? It is the smallest unit. A semicolon is a token. Why? Because again, it is a part of the symbol. Okay, do not confuse yourself between token and character set. Okay,
Yes,
char,
ma'am.
a data type char is a keyword that is also a token. Okay, but how is char written with alphabet? That is the character set. Is that clear? Am
Yes,
I
ma'am.
clear?
Yes.
Okay. So the ASCII character set you need not know for the time being, and the Unicode also for the time being you do not know, but I'll explain this to you in the next semester. Escape sequences, yes, a few of them you should know. /n and /t for the time being you should know, and later on we will look into more escape sequences in the second semester. /n is a new line character. You write on system.out.println. If you write down system.out.print and then you put a slash and inside the double quotations, it will take you to the next line. So half the message will be printed up, half the message will be printed down. Do you want me to show you how?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So I write down over here out dot println and I write down over here hello and then I say slash n. Okay, and then I say how what will happen? Who will tell me?
Hello will be printed in different line and how are you?
And next line will be how.
Hello over here and how are you in the next line? It's small. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Any doubts on
Yes,
this?
Yes.
ma'am.
Any doubts on
Ma'am,
this?
you have
Yes?
written ln also.
Oh. Even if it is written ln, it will not make any difference because I have not written any statement after this. Okay?
Now, which is the other one you told?
I told over there slash t. Slash t is a tab. How much space do I get for a tab? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
So if it is slash t, it will be printed like this. Did you understand? Any doubts on this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So let's move further then. Now come tokens. Now you know what are tokens. All the smallest unit is called a token. Can you name any punctuators among the tokens?
Semicolon.
Semicolon. What is it used for?
Terminating the statement.
Terminating the statement. In the for loop statement, it is used. Okay. Can you name any literal? What is a literal?
Okay.
Numeric constant.
Is it a numeric constant?
Any alphabet.
Any alphabet is a literal? Okay, what is a constant?
Whose value does not change during the execution of the code.
Yes, I say x is equal to 2. 2 is a constant. Okay. When I have written over here, let's say I write down over here x is equal to 2. What is 2? A constant. I can say a 2 as a literal as well. Is that clear? Is 2.5 a valid literal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this a valid literal? Is
Yes,
2.5 in
ma'am.
double quotations a valid
Yes,
literal?
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Why no, ma'am?
Ma'am.
Ma'am, it is a string.
So what? It is a string.
And
A
non-numeric.
2.5 is a string. And I have not prescribed any data type to this for the time being. I'm just asking you about this. Is this a valid literal? I'm not talking about the statement as a whole. If I can write over here, if I write down over here string x, or maybe I say char x, or no, not char x, string only. So I'll have to write down string x. Is this valid now, Myra?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm talking about the literal only. I'm not talking about the data type what x is having. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can I say this as minus? Is this a valid literal?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a valid literal? Come on.
No.
Why?
Yes.
It is in
Yes.
a string. It is in double quotation. See? Did you understand why it is valid?
Yes.
Because it is in double quotations. If it would have been like this, then it wouldn't have been valid. Did you understand, Myra?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I'm talking about a variable name, is this a valid variable name?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is this a valid variable name?
No, ma'am.
What?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is this a valid variable name?
No, ma'am.
No,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
it is valid.
Anna Gupta speaking, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Anna? It is not a valid variable name x3?
No, ma'am.
And it is a valid
It is
Anna,
variable.
valid.
haven't you used numbers like n1 n2 to input? Anna,
Yes.
then it is valid. If I prefix it, then it is not valid. If I suffix it, it is valid. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I cannot have 3 or any number over here. Can I have an underscore over here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Can I have a dollar over here?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Only two special characters, underscore and dollar, are valid. Rest, none of them is valid. Okay? So you could get a question, identify the literal, valid literal or invalid literal. Is that clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Are you able to understand why I am focusing on this? You could get a question like this. What is a valid literal? What is a valid constant? Uh, Tell which statements are valid. It could be mixture of both, literals and constants both. Which statement is valid? You will not be asked to correct which statement is correct the invalid statement. You just have to say which statement is valid. That's it. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who was it? Some doubt? Okay. So keywords you all know. Identifiers. What are identifiers?
Ma'am, variable and class.
The variable
The
name,
name of
the
variable and
class
method.
name, the function name.
Object.
These are all identifiers. Anything that identifies is a identifier. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, literals you have done. You must go through the naming conventions of Java identifiers and the rules for naming the literals. Please go through this very carefully because you will get confused otherwise if you are not sure about whether this is a valid literal or not. That is why I showed you all possible combinations. If I put a comma inside the literal, will it be allowed in a numeric literal?
No.
No, ma'am. Comma
It
is
will
not
not be
allowed.
valid. I don't know what page number you have on your book, but in my book it is on page number 56 and 57. Can
Ma'am, it is
someone?
on 58. 57 to 58.
Okay, so you check out your books, page number 57, 58. You'll be able to get it.
Yes.
Okay. Then you have Boolean literals. See Boolean literals as well. Non-numeric literals as well. Punctuators. All the punctuators you should know carefully. And the last line of your page of punctuators, what is the last line written? Can you
The
read?
first three punctuators are also known as delimiters. Wherever
The,
a left
not
delimiter,
delimiters, it is delimiters.
delimiter, sorry ma'am, appears in the code, it's matching Right delimiter appears afterward.
Delimiter. Delimiter. When you have an opening brackets, do you always have a closing brackets for that?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have parenthesis, an opening parenthesis. Do you have a closing parenthesis as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you open the square brackets that you'll be using in the next class, this is an array, you always have a closing square brackets again. But if I put a semicolon, do I need a semicolon again to close it?
No,
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 ma'am.
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 So the first three are called the delimiters. What are they called?
Delimiter.
Delimiter.
Did you understand?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Inverted commas also punctuators.
Yes. Inverted commas is not a part of punctuator, but it is a part of your character set. Is that clear? Did you understand?
Ma'am, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then you
Excuse
have
me, ma'am.
operators. Yes.
Ma'am, do we have to learn the values like int store this much, up to this much, and char this much?
Who's this? Harman?
Yes, ma'am.
हरमन मैंने आपको बेटा क्लास में मार्क करवाया था आपने क्या लर्न करना है इस टेबल में से okay I'll get when I'll reach this area I'll get it done again the operators are all
Okay.
these operators you should know what is the difference between an assignment operator and a comparison operator
Ma'am, an assignment operator is used to assign a value, and the comparing operator is used to compare two things, ma'am.
uh, connect first of all raise your hand other are raising the hand okay yes Rishabh Jain what is the difference
Ma'am, assignment operator has single is equals to and consignment operator has double is equals to.
you are speaking the other way around. Rishabh, the assignment has single equal to and the comparison has double equal to.
Ma'am, I said this only.
No,
Assignment one. Yes,
you said
ma'am.
comparison has single equal to and assignment has double equal to. It is assignment and comparison. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Aditi, you want to add something to it?
Yes, ma'am. And in the assignment operator, we assign the value, whereas in the comparison operator, we check whether both the things that we are given are equal to or not.
Yes. Are identical or not? Good. Okay, then you have the conditional operator or the ternary operator. You remember I explained the ternary operator to you that day?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes,
It is
ma'am.
also known as the conditional operator, the second name for the ternary operator. I'll ask you to convert it into a conditional operator using the conditional operator, convert this condition. Now you don't know what is a conditional operator, what will you do then? It is a ternary operator only, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Then you have data types. How many primitive data types do we have, Myra?
Ma'am, 8.
8. And if I term it into a broader category, I want a broader category, not the narrower category. What is the broader category of the primitive data types? Broader category. Yes, Aditi.
Ma'am, 4.
Huh?
4.
No. 4. What 4? Tell me,
Ma'am,
Aditi,
4.
what?
Uh,
I'm not
4
able.
main primitive data types.
Like,
Like integer, floating, character, boolean.
yes, these are the 4 major types. And then further we have integer. See, if I'm talking about numeric, integer and float both come under the category of numeric. Am I right? Did you understand? Integer and float both come under the category of numeric data type. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So under integer, I have byte, short, int, long. Under float, I have float and a double. Now what you have to learn is the size. Herman,
Yes, ma'am.
you should know the size in bits or bytes, whatever it is. Is that clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, then you have the character, that is the char, and then you have the boolean, that is the 8 bits. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are byte, short, int, long are the integer, float, double are the floating point, so that may make 6. 7th is the character char, and boolean is the 8th one. Is that clear? Then you have the
Yes,
variable.
ma'am.
Yes.
Should know, you know now what is a variable. I am not going much into detail what is a variable. What values, default values of variables you should know. Page number 64 for you.
62.
60, page,
63, ma'am.
on my book it is 63.
63.
63.
I'm even in our
Default,
book.
default values of
63.
variables. Default values of variables.
Ma'am, it is on 63 page number.
Yes. You should know this. You should remember this table.
Ma'am, whole
Okay?
table.
Whole table. That's it. So I think we have finished with the
Excuse me, ma'am.
theory part. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, while initializing a long data type variable, do we have to write after initializing the value? Do we have to write L?
Yes, because it does it. Otherwise, it takes it as a. Uh, you are talking about initializing a long variable.
Yes, ma'am.
No, we do not write.
Ma'am, only in float.
In float, we write.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Is that is that clear to you? Any other doubts to you? If you have any doubts till whatever we have revised today, you can just text me, and then now we will be continuing in the next class. And for the next class, I